Today, my family of ice and fire, we have truly been blessed by the old gods and the new. Because today, we were given not one, but 2 trailers for the upcoming second season of House of the Dragon, set to air in June this year. And I cannot wait. You better believe we will be talking about it here on the channel, dissecting the characters, the trouble they get themselves into, and the growing family feud that is the Dance of the Dragons, and how it stands to set the realm ablaze. Today, we were given 2 trailers for 2 teams, and in today's video, I'll just be going over my thoughts, opinions, hopes for the show, and other things that stood out to me, as well as some speculations. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because all must choose. Now, I am really glad that the show, or rather HBO, is playing into the team aspect of the dance, because like in the world of Westeros, we the viewers have also started taking sides for ourselves, and I honestly think it's really creative that they essentially provided POVs for each team. We see how the other side lives, and each trailer, obviously, is set up to embody them, their grievances, their worries, plans, and ambitions. It does a good job expanding on the teams, and makes it seem like there is no right side. Just 2, which is what the dance is supposed to be. Even if some people believe that the Greens are unquestionably evil and the Blacks are undoubtedly in the right, especially with the author George R.R. Martin himself even saying he supports them, this is a family feud for the ages that harms a lot of people, including the House of the Dragon's own descendants. And I really hope as season 2 comes, they do what they did with the trailers. Instead of just pushing for Rhaenyra as the central figure of the show like they did in season 1, really commit to the idea of there being 2 sides in the conflict. This is about Rhaenyra and Aegon. Make it about Rhaenyra and Aegon. Alternate between the families more and make it feel more like there is no main POV, just the ones viewers may support more than others, because at the end of the day, this is a gray conflict. No one is innocent. But moving on. Another thing that I really like about these trailers, and honestly the posters that they released, is that they're kinda like calling cards, as if they're calling the banners to war. We need you to win the war. Kinda like the Uncle Sam army poster where he says, "We want you." It's essentially like they're enlisting you for their help, really advocating for your support, listing their reasons on why you support Rhaenyra, the Queen of Westeros, or Aegon, the one true king. It's really fun and really creative. But moving on, one thing has to be clear. Whether you're Team Black, Team Green, or like myself who just wants to sit back and watch the chaos unfold, this season looks amazing so far. I mean, the costume design on Rhaenyra and Aegon is just absolutely epic. They look like actual Targaryen royalty. I love how when Aegon gets his armor, they actually put the crown on the helmet. It really seems like they're trying to fit him into the role of a warrior king, like Aegon the Conqueror, which if we're being honest is what they've been trying to do to him since birth. They want the people to see him as a powerful dragon-riding Targaryen ruler, and in the Green trailer, he seems more than willing to go to war. In fact, he looks excited about it. Aegon seems like a far cry from what he was in Season 1. Sure, we still see he has moments where he seems to be at odds with his family and his new position that they gave him, but he seems to be a lot more accepting of it now. Confident in it even. But the way things read is Aegon is still being challenged. Well, obviously since Rhaenyra is there, but there may be those on the Green team who still doubt Aegon as king, like Aemon for example. And for the first time in years, Aegon probably has a desire to prove himself. In the Green trailer, he says, "I'm as fearsome as any of them," which implies that some people still don't believe in him. Maybe deep down, he still doesn't believe in himself either. I mean, in Season 1, he was trying to do everything he could to get away from being king. So now, it seems like he's trying to change that. Show he's just as capable as the rest of his family. More so, Daemon and Aemon come to mind because these 2 are the epitome of Targaryen might. Powerful warriors, great dragon riders with even greater dragons. When they come around, you know things are about to go down. Especially after Aemon says that he welcomes the challenge of Daemon if he dares to face him. I cannot wait for that showdown. It could be the Clegane Bowl that we never got in Game of Thrones. But moving on, the Blacks are clearly out for blood after the death of Lucerys. Otto mentions this in the Green trailer as well, how the Blacks, at least that's who I believe he's referring to, don't want what's best for the realm. They want the satisfaction of vengeance, which is understandable. Rhaenyra's son got torn apart. Whether Aemon lost control, accident or not, what mother, and family for that matter, wouldn't want payback after that? And if that is the case, I can't help but be reminded of Season 1, Episode 7. The same thing happened with Alicent. Her son lost his eye for practically no reason, and his father did nothing about it. Alicent ignored the rules, overstepped her bounds, and tried to get vengeance for her son who was wronged. Rhaenyra told Alicent that she was going too far, and that it must be exhausting hiding under her cloak of righteousness, and using it as an excuse, but now the people see her for what she truly is. And it has to make you wonder, with the death of Lucerys, what dark places will the Blacks go to get their vengeance? And how will their images be tainted in response? Rhaenys says in the Black trailer that when the desire to kill and burn takes hold, and reason is forgotten, we won't even remember what began the war in the first place, which gives a grim sign for the dance. This idea of who's the rightful heir may just be another excuse, a righteous cloak for people to hide behind, so they have a reason to continue hurting one another. And maybe Rhaenyra realizes this, because at the end of the Black trailer she says she fears what she's begun. Though Daemon may feel differently. He's always been one for action, and with the belief that his brother was murdered by Alicent, he's out for blood. He needs someone to burn. Maybe even more so after Lucerys, since his death pretty much confirmed how he felt about the Hightowers and the Greens in the first place. After all, he does threaten to burn an entire house if they do not kneel to Rhaenyra. So things are shaping up to be interesting. One of my favorite scenes from the Black trailer has to be Jacaerys on the wall, with who I assume is Cregan Stark. I am really looking forward to going back north to Winterfell and seeing the Starks of old and how they deal with having a dragon around. It also looks like they finally got rid of that stiff wig that Jace had on in Season 1, and now Jacaerys looks a lot more like his father, Harwin Strong. And I can't help but wonder if he and Rhaenyra will have a moment about this in the future, where she looks at him and sees his real father. It hurts her, but she can't talk about how it makes her feel because even as a dragon queen, she is still very vulnerable. And speaking of dragons, we get our first look at Moondancer, the dragon of Baela Targaryen, and it seems they're riding off to battle. We also get to see Sunfire in his full glory, not just some faraway shot on Driftmark. This is the dragon hailed as the most beautiful ever seen. I'm hoping they do the connection between Aegon and his dragon justice because they have one of the strongest bonds in the books. There are also some hints to a major event that is going to happen in Season 2 known as Blood and Cheese. And the hints are mainly in the Green trailer. My book readers will know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to spoil anything for my show-only watchers. But I am looking forward to see this on screen, because the conversation that is going to surround it is going to be interesting to say the least. And honestly, it may get an entire video by itself on the channel. It's really going to set the tone for the second season, and I really wonder how people are going to take it, because there will be those who hate it, and those who do everything in their power to try and justify it. But that is for another time. One thing or person I really hope we see in Season 2, and it wouldn't make much sense if they didn't include him, is Daeron. He didn't even get name dropped or alluded to in Season 1, and he's a pretty important member of the Green family. So I imagine it's going to be a pretty big shock to the show-only fans that Alicent had 3 sons and not 2. So I'm a little surprised he wasn't even seen or mentioned in the Green trailer at all. But maybe that's what they want for the people, the show-onlys, to be surprised by the fact that Alicent has another dragon-riding son. Which, if that is the case, sorry for the spoiler, my show-only people, but I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal. Either way, so far the 2 trailers look fantastic, and I cannot wait for Season 2 to come around so we can talk about it here on the channel. For now though, this will have to do until June comes around. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, choose your side, and I will see you all next time.